Live from WTVO 17 and your home team. Eyewitness News at 6 starts now.
Illinois teachers speaking out, saying this pandemic has left them feeling burnt out. The president of the United Illinois Education Association explaining what needs to be done to keep students and staff safe. Locally, some RPS teachers want all classes to move online. Educators sharing their biggest worry as cases continue to go up. And state line residents honoring members of the military. A local man who served in Vietnam telling us what he believes veterans need most. Good evening, I'm Elliot. Grandia, Eric and Mimi are off tonight. Illinois health officials reporting a record number of COVID-related hospitalizations. There are now more than 5,000 people in hospitals being treated for the virus. The Illinois Department of Public Health reporting over 12,000 new coronavirus cases. That's a single-day record. 145 people died in just the last 24 hours, and that's the most coronavirus-related fatalities since May. The largest teachers union in Illinois is saying this pandemic has some teachers rethinking or leaving the profession. The Illinois Education Association unveiled results of its COVID-19 educator poll. About a third of its 1,300 members saying they've considered quitting or even changing their career path. IEA's president wants local health departments to step in to keep students and staff safe.
We have some administrators or school boards, most who are not medical professionals or experts in infectious diseases, making decisions for in-person learning. It's pushing our members to the brink.
Well, that poll also revealed about 75% of teachers believe this year's workload more than last year's. Some teachers in the state line voiced their concern as COVID cases continue to rise. A Rockford Public School member tells Michelle Rave it's time to switch to all remote learning.
Enough is enough. That's the message several RPS teachers shared at last night's RPS school board meeting. They're calling on the district to go full remote as COVID cases continue to rise locally. Many teachers say they're worried for their health. Amanda McAllister is an intervention specialist at Roosevelt Community Education Center. She believes teachers should be given an option to stay in school or work remotely.
But everybody's also so scared. Like, there's that extra level of anxiety that you're dealing with every day that doesn't help your teaching. And also, we're constantly dealing with this kid's out for 2 weeks, this staff member's out, and we're having to pick up the pieces.
Superintendent Dr. Aaron Jarrett says the school district is working closely with the Winnebago County Health Department to determine next steps. Reporting in Rockford for your home team, I'm Michelle Rave.
All right, thank you, Michelle. Forest City COVID-19 testing site reopening after it ran out of tests yesterday. This was a scene at the former Schnucks on North Rockton. Just take a look at that line. There was a long line of cars of people just waiting to get screened. The site, operated by Crusader Community Health, you can now get tested there for free Monday through Thursday from 9 until 4:30 and then 9 to 4 on Fridays. The Centers for Disease Control releasing new guidance for wearing masks. This update saying face coverings protect the wearer from breathing in the virus and also protects the people around you. Originally, the CDC pushed wearing masks as just a way to stop asymptomatic COVID carriers from spreading the virus. Some studies also show cloth masks can be as effective as surgical masks to block potential coronavirus droplets from spreading in the air. While many organizations continue to struggle during this pandemic, more than a dozen Boone County groups receiving a much-needed financial boost. The grants are from the Boone County Community Foundation. Now, normally those funds raised, of course, during the foundation's community grant breakfast, well, that was canceled because of the health crisis. Some of the agencies benefiting this year include B1 Food Pantry and the Belvedere Family YMCA. More than $38,000 were given to 14 organizations. Since 2011, the Boone County Community Health Foundation has now given out more than $1.2 million in grants and scholarships. Standing guard and praying for peace, a group of community members and veterans stood outside Veterans Memorial Hall in downtown Rockford this morning, holding signs of peace near the statue named Victory. A Vietnam veteran that we spoke to at the ceremony says it's really important to pray for military members when they're overseas as well as when they return home.
The veterans that are returning should get as much help as possible to overcome their wounds. And many of the wounds are not only physical but spiritual.
Well, that was Stanley Campbell. He and other Veterans for Peace also hold yearly services on Memorial Day, giving respect to those who gave their lives fighting for our country. Well, some Rockford students and staff also pay tribute to those who served our country. Rockford Lutheran creating a video honoring veterans during a virtual assembly. The principal says all of the pictures and vets in this presentation actually related to current students and staff. Kids even had the chance to share personal messages for troops in the video. School administrators we talked with believe this presentation really helps students come together.
One of our students' moms had served, and I didn't know that, and I was surprised by that. So it was kind of cool. Yes, it really does enlighten the students and help them to learn more about each other as well.
This was the first time relatives were used in this Veterans Day tribute. Rockford Lutheran hopes to do that again in years to come. Well, Tuesday's strong storms damaged homes and businesses and caused thousands of people to lose power here in the state line. Area farmers tell Ari Bruckman rebuilding from yesterday's severe weather will be pretty difficult.
Tuesday night storm ripped through Lyle Hill's farm in Rockford, taking down a silo and destroying the pillars supporting this barn. This barn collapsed, the roof caved in, killing 2 cattle. The farm had to relocate the 500 that survived because they have no way to take care of them anymore. It's a major blow since Lyle Hills relies on the cattle to bring in more than $600,000 a year.
Well, this is tough. We were full of cattle. We had to do something with our cattle. I don't know what this is Lyle Hills farm. I don't know what we're going to do. It's going to be a big rebuild.
Lyle Hills farm first opened in the 1970s. It's dealt with a lot over the years. But Greschel says he's never seen anything quite like this.
We've seen some damages. We lost a barn a few years ago to a fire, but nothing like this. We were loading out cattle until 9:30 last night.
Despite the devastation, many local farmers stopped by to help clean up some of the damage, salvaging what's left of the farm. The farm's nutritionist Dr. Tom Peters says, while the road to recovery will be an uphill battle, if there's anyone who can do it, it's Lyle Hill.
This will be economically and obviously physically very challenging. This gentleman, Lyle Hill, is an incredibly optimistic, hardworking man, and if anybody will be back at it, he probably will.
Reporting in Rockford, for your home team, I'm Ari Bruckman.
Now, your first warned weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
Well, we started off with some cloud cover earlier today behind that cold front that came through yesterday and brought us that line of severe thunderstorms. Much more quiet, but a lot colder this afternoon as our temperatures had a hard time making it out of the 40s today, but at least we had some sunshine to go along with it. Now, high pressure building in back to our west and southwest will slide to our south during the overnight tonight. While we've had a little bit of a breeze this afternoon, that wind will calm and could lead to some patchy frost tomorrow morning, but will also help to keep the chill. Now we've got another system up to the northwest, a quick moving one. Area of low pressure bringing some snow up into the far high plains into southern Canada. This will pass to our north tomorrow evening, but as that cold front comes through, could see a very light shower as we get to about 8 or 9 o'clock tomorrow evening. But ahead of that, our temperatures will actually warm, almost 10 degrees warmer tomorrow than what we felt for us this afternoon. You can actually see some of that warmth down to the south. Earlier where temperatures were in the 50s, so as our wind kind of shifts a little more to our southwest, that will bring that temperature up. It's 33 in Freeport, 40 still in Rockford, 38 in Belvedere and DeKalb, 37 now in Dixon, and 36 degrees our temperature in Monroe. While we don't have much of a wind, that wind chill factor still down a bit, making it feel a little on the cooler side. But if you are not a fan of this cool down that we have, and we're going to see it for the week, we've actually got some good news. Once we get past this next upcoming weekend, really looks like those temperatures are going to begin to warm again. That would take us through the middle and possibly the end of November, which could take us through that week of Thanksgiving. In fact, higher probability for warmer than normal temperatures during the week of Thanksgiving, but also a slightly higher probability for wetter than normal conditions as we get closer into that week. So while we're seeing those temperatures fall just a bit this week, the numbers look to climb. We might not have quite the warmth like we had just this past week, but at least those numbers will be warming. A live look with our Mercy House SkyTrack camera out over downtown Rockford. Things are quiet for us, and we'll continue to see that clear sky as we go through the night and into the morning tomorrow. Much of the day tomorrow is going to stay cloud free, but as that cold front comes closer to us, this will be after sunset. We'll start to see some of that cloud cover increase. Now you see a couple of snow showers up to the north in Wisconsin. We do pull in a little bit of moisture ahead of that front, so with that we might get a light shower. Temperatures might be just cold enough though to see a couple of snow flurries mix in with that. We'll clear out once again, cool down once again as another area of high pressure builds in for Friday. So let's look at our temperatures tomorrow morning, down into the low 30s, right around 31 in Byron, 32 in Ashton, and 31 degrees in the Pretzel City. But we'll make it into the 50s tomorrow afternoon with that sunshine. Cloud cover will then increase, and there we've got a couple of light showers coming in. So temperatures tonight down to 30, mostly clear. Winds will stay light. Temperature tomorrow back up near 54 for the afternoon. Winds will be a little breezy from the south at about 20 miles per hour. Temperatures then as we head towards Friday, Saturday in the 40s. We see the number bump up a bit on Sunday, but Elliot, we're cooling off again into early next week.
All right, thanks so much, Candice. Scott's coming up next with your sports headlines.
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with Sports Director Scott Leber.
The IHSA is working to try to reach an agreement with state authorities on when and how to open up high school sports again. The IHSA Board of Directors is inviting representatives from Governor Pritzker's office, the Illinois Department of Public Health, the Illinois State Board of Education, and more to a meeting on November 19th. IHSA Executive Director Craig Anderson said in a statement, the board hopes to create a dialogue and build a more collaborative relationship with all the entities involved developing sports policy in our state as everyone tries to navigate the myriad issues caused by the pandemic. Anderson also added that the IHSA's decision 2 weeks ago to move forward with the basketball season was not meant to be adversarial. Well, the Big Northern Conference is losing one of its 11 members. Mendota High School has accepted an invitation to join the Three Rivers Conference starting next fall. Mendota Athletic Director and Big Northern Conference President Steve Hansen tells me Mendota's decision is based on travel. He says travel will be drastically reduced for all of Mendota's teams. In the Three Rivers Rock Division, they'll be competing against schools like Peru St. Bede, Spring Valley Hall, Princeton, and Sterling Newman. The departure of Mendota will leave 10 members of the Big Northern Conference, but only 9 in the sport of football because Rockford Christian does not compete in the conference in football. So we'll see in time if the remaining Big Northern schools try to get that round number of 10 schools playing football again, or if they stick with 9. The pandemic has accelerated the basketball career of Guilford senior Kate Dennis. Today she signed a letter of intent with Ohio University. Dennis decided to take advantage of the extra year of eligibility college athletes have been granted because of the pandemic. So she'll graduate from Guilford early in December and then head straight to Ohio University, where she expects to be a part of the team immediately. Ohio was one of 16 Division I schools that offered Dennis a scholarship.
It's very exciting for me. I've waited my whole life for this kind of moment. You know, as a little girl, I always wanted to play Division I basketball growing up, so just to be living out my dream is incredible and amazing. They've expressed to me that I'm going to be a pretty big part of their program, but again, I don't really have any expectations going in.
Dennis averaged 17.1 points per game for Guilford as a junior. She also played for the AAU program Illinois Elite. She'll major in sports management at Ohio. Dakota volleyball standout Tabitha Tolke has signed a national letter of intent with the University of Memphis. Tolke is an outside hitter. She was a high school volleyball All-American in 2019. Last season, she helped Dakota win 35 matches, and the Indians reached the Super Sectional. NIU's football team gets a chance tonight to shake off that opening loss to Buffalo last week. They'll host Central Michigan. The Chippewas come in with a win over Ohio under their belts. This is a West Division game, so that makes this one more important than the Buffalo game was.
You know, we talked to our team during preseason about the difference between a crossover game in a division game. And obviously, if you win your division games, you give yourself a great opportunity to continue to play down the line. So I think our players understand that.
Our first Warning Interactive Radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and More. Skies will stay clear as we go through the night. Tonight, temperatures down around 30. Tomorrow, we're up to 54 for the afternoon. Could see a light shower late in the evening. 40s for Friday and Saturday.
Well, be sure to join us next for Veterans Voices, honoring those that served.